The first body paragraph in your communication analysis speech is going to be dissecting the theory. Essentially, you have to explain what the theory is to your audience so that you can use it to better understand the artifact that you have selected. So the very first thing that you have to do is describe the theory. And you just have to tell us what the theory postulates. In other words, what is the theory all about? What idea does the theory put forward? So for example, if you're talking about social judgment theory, you have to describe that social judgment theory talks about how we use persuasion and how we can only persuade people bit by bit and piece by piece. If you're looking at the Toulmin model, you're looking at how arguments are built, right? So what is it that the theory postulates? What idea does the theory explore? And for your speech, you can use any theory that we've already talked about in class. So you can use the Toulmin model, you can use the social judgment theory, you can use Rank's model or cognitive dissonance or visual communication. Any theory that we have talked about or that we will talk about in the class is up for grabs. If you really want to go above and beyond, you can use a theory that we haven't discussed. You just have to make sure that you really clearly break it down for your audience because they aren't going to be as familiar with that theory as you will be. And you're going to break down whatever theory you decide to use using planks. And the planks are simply the elements of the theory. So you're going to break down the theory piece by piece so that you can better understand and better explore and better use the theory that you have selected. And when you're initially introducing the theory, you want to explore it using a non-artifactual example. So you are going to introduce this theory to us and use a really basic example to kind of walk us through the idea before you then take that theory and apply it to the artifact that you have selected. And so let's say, for example, that you were going to use the Toulmin model to unpack the argument that somebody made in your artifact. And so the different planks of this theory would be the data, the claim, and the warrant. And so you would first, in the theory section, explain the Toulmin model, explain what data is, explain the claim, explain the warrant, and have some basic example to explain what data is, to explain what the claim is, to explain what the warrant is, so that by the time you're finished with this paragraph, your audience has a step-by-step way that you can go through the theory and go through the artifact in order to better understand it. So it should literally be like a list. It should say the theory says this, 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 and this.